In a world infested with semi-mediocre podcasts, only one show can bring you an exceptionally mediocre podcast. It's the Indispensable Thursday Show with Sable and Dave.
We're streaming live on Meerkat right now. People are watching me just bang my head, but they can't hear the music that we're listening to. So sorry, people in Meerkat. By the way, 90 minutes ago, I learned something very interesting. First, I learned that there's something called Meerkat and that we're streaming live on it.
Well,
that's what I learned.
I barely learned what Meerkat was. I'm actually still not sure, but I heard about it on some podcast, decided to install it, live streamed my class, our lab session in class where I teach at the college. I showed them how to use GarageBand. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the students are already making albums, and some of the students have never touched a microphone in their life. So we sort of start at the beginning, pick them all up as they go. So I introduced GarageBand for an hour. We start a project, and then I have them make a composition. So during the lab time, when half the people bugged out of class, I like, what is this Meerkat thing? And then we immediately had a couple of people watching. So.
Cool. You should gather some stories from some of your female students about the first time they touched a microphone. You know, I would have them talk like really slowly. What did they expect, and did it look the way they thought it was going to look, and how did it feel?
Did they like it?
Mm-hmm.
Was the microphone forced into their hand, or did they take it willingly?
Oh. Why did you go there?
Do they like to have the microphone close to their mouth, or?
Yeah.
I can't imagine why you would have thought that.
I don't know why you'd go there. What's up, Sable?
Hey, Dave. We had a nice day today.
Yeah, you went for a hike?
That's right. For those of you living in other parts of the country, it is 94 degrees here in winter of Southern California.
It is indeed.
So we were too busy, not you and I, but my family and I. We were a little booked on the weekends, and we said, we'll get to the snow while there's still snow. We'll go in a couple of weeks. There was snow a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's no more snow.
No.
We missed the snow.
There's a bunch of water where the snow was.
So instead, we went to Laguna Canyon. It was great.
It's a fine place.
Yeah, we saw the only natural lake in Orange County.
Really?
Yeah, there's only one. Every other
Where's
lake
that?
in Orange County is man-made. This one, Barbara Lake, is 3/4 of a mile from the ranger station.
Can you walk to it and look?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, next time.
Yeah,
next year when my back is healed enough for me to actually hike,
right.
I'll go there.
We'll park over in the visitor center and go do a little walk around. It's great.
Sounds good, man.
It's very nice.
I had something I wanted to ask you about.
Oh, please.
Since you're a Jew.
Please do. I am a Jew.
Hamantaschen.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the people what Hamantaschen is.
Oh, Hamantaschen is what the kids get on the drunkard's holiday for the Jews. Because obviously we don't get our kids drunk. So we get them high on sugar instead. Mm-hmm.
And who's Hamantaschen named after?
So the Hamantaschen, as the story goes, is a cookie that we eat at the time of Purim. Purim is a holiday where we get so drunk we can't tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys. And the biblical story of Esther is that we were saved because this guy Haman, everyone's supposed to rattle their groggers and go wah
whenever
like
the name of Haman is spoken.
Yes, let's not say it anymore. It's like a compulsive habit now. Whatever you have in your hand, you're supposed to make noise with. I was playing trombone at the show. So the adults get drunk. It's very important. I mean, Christians don't understand this. The point of the holiday is to get so drunk you can't tell two people apart. Like literally, that's the point of it.
Okay.
But the kids get cookies. So what do? We think that Haman had this triangular shaped hat. Mm-hmm. So we make triangular shaped cookies full of, if you get the good ones, they're full of Nutella or some kind of a jam. And
somebody made a cookie dough one, I think, at the school.
Oh,
that
nice.
was awesome.
Well, if you get the bad ones, they're full of prunes inside and other stuff.
Well, this brings me to my question. As a Gentile, non-Christian, agnostic Gentile goy,
Agnostic is
seems
almost
a little
Jewish, by the way.
Yeah, it seems a little. The fact that they have a morbid dessert fetish, I guess. Why would they name a sweet confection after a guy who wanted to exterminate them? Sorry, I think I yelled a little. I'm going to go hot on that one. Yeah, I can see the waveform over there. It's freaking out. Why would they name a sweet little confection after a guy that wanted to exterminate them?
Well, us Jews, we hold grudges for thousands of years. Because if we ever forgot that you tried to kill us once, maybe you wouldn't realize that we forgot and you tried to kill us again. So we just never forget.
Well, it seems to have worked for the Jewish people. They're pretty successful. But I want to get in on this action, Sable. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of ideas for some sweets that I might want to you like breakfast. Do you like Cheerios?
Well, the kids do. Yeah.
How would you like Gestapos?
Gestapos. Yeah, that'd be good. They could be like little swastika shapes.
Yeah, little swastika shapes.
Or little SSs.
Just to remember that the Nazis tried to exterminate everyone as you're enjoying your sweet little bowl of cereal. Right. Put some sugar on this. How about Luftwaffles?
Luftwaffles? Oh. Once a year, during...
That's more World War I, though, isn't it?
We have we call it Yom HaShoah, the Day of Remembrance. During the Day of Remembrance week, we could make a little celebration, and all the kids could face paint little SSs and swastikas on their faces.
Yeah.
No, this is a terrible idea, Dave.
Okay. I was just going with it. I have a few more, blonde brownie shirts, Adolf food cake, Mengele muffins, Gerbil fudge cake. But I think I see your point, though. Those probably would be maybe over the edge. Haman was a long time ago. So
that's right.
Maybe, tragedy plus time equals comedy. Maybe too soon for those.
Too soon.
All right. Well. Anyway, should we talk about Servergate? That's what I call it.
Servergate. Ooh, tell me about Servergate.
Servergate is a Hillary Clinton mess. With her emails about her own server in her house. Do you like Servergate? Because I think that sounds good.
Servergate sounds good.
I've been hering everybody talk about this for weeks, though. Well, I don't know if we should bother talking about it.
Don't you run your own email server?
I don't know. Do I? No, I don't. I'm not as important as the Clintons to have my own email server. When she thought that would be easier than actually having someone take 4 minutes to set up her phone to take her government email and her home email on the same device.
I don't think you could do both with government.
With the government, you might not be able to?
No, you need a separately encrypted device. But maybe she didn't want the government tracking her.
Maybe.
Or maybe she didn't want them limiting what her messages to her employees and other ambassadors.
Well, in case you live under a rock and you don't know why she's in a bit of hot waters, because she was the Secretary of State for quite a few years. And she was not sending her emails through the government website, the .gov address, where ostensibly it would be more secure and things would be saved, archived, and things like this. She had her own, so she could control it. I guess it's just a coincidental byproduct of her having her own server set up in her house, which is extremely unusual to have her own emails there. Well, is this a big deal, do you think?
It's not a big deal, but I'm going to take her side for it. First of all, it was set up for Bill. The whole setup was
so the child pornography
Clinton email was
he hangs out with that child porn guy. The guy loves banging like little girls, but that's a separate story.
I try to stay away from anybody involved in child porn.
Good.
So
good policy.
That's my personal policy. Nobody involved in child porn. Yeah. I don't even want people to know about it.
I've never even seen a picture of it. I don't want to. So
no, we don't look at those.
Don't send us emails.
We don't allow them on our computers.
Yes.
It's not. So Bill Clinton had this set up, email.clintonmail.com. And it's a Windows Exchange server running Microsoft product mail set up by the Secret Service. So it wasn't like Hillary Clinton sat down with the dummies guide to setting up Exchange and just turned it on.
Right, so it's probably secure somewhat.
Well, my understanding is that it wasn't really set up with security in mind at first, but then after some short amount of time, a few months, they went and finished the secure installation.
Well, whatever. It is very convenient for her that people might be looking for email trails and stuff related to, Benghazi and things like this. And we'll have to rely on her to supply us with emails that she thinks might be relevant to the case. It's very, very convenient for Hillary.
Well, if she emailed any of her employees.
By the way, I think there are no emails from that day. If they said there are no emails from those couple of days during this Benghazi thing, which is what a weird coincidence. She didn't happen to send any effing emails during that time.
So
even though there's photos of her that day with her like typing on her whatever it is BlackBerry, it's like, what is she doing there?
Well, but
not saving emails apparently.
If Hillary was emailing me and I didn't want anyone to know about it, I would have her email me from her personal address to my personal address, and then we could delete all the messages.
Yeah.
So I'm on her side, and I don't host my own email server anymore, but it's not that hard to do.
But she was supposed to use the .gov as part of her job.
No,
after a while, they said would you use the .gov?
I think she had permission from the beginning to use her own mail.
She didn't really say that, did she?
I think that was stated. I'd have to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure I heard that she had requested specifically for the convenience of using her own mail under the certain circumstances. I mean, I don't know Hillary or from anybody, so I can't endorse
Well, that's good.
her.
That's tempering my judgment a little bit, because I do have a dislike for her, having seen her for many couple decades now. I don't like her much. The thought of her being president makes me vomit, because last time it was like, let's vote for black guy, and this time it's let's vote for vagina. Who cares? She has no accomplishments. She's not an accomplished person. She doesn't do anything. She has no resume. What did she accomplish as secretary? Say nothing.
She was first lady.
Great.
Now the Benghazi thing,
But I dislike her, and I was going to say that obviously I would like to see her, dropped out of the race because of a technicality. Because Republicans always have that happen. Like Rick Perry with there's three or four whatever departments I would cut, and he named three, and then he couldn't remember the last one. He said, "Oops." He's gone. He's done. But she pulls this crap, and it's like, she's Hillary, no problem. Let's don't follow up on this story. But the media is actually kind of crawling up her tushy on this one just a little bit. So good to see. I think they think she can't win, so they're like, she's it's okay now. She's fair game. So anyway, so I'll try not to use my hatred of her in this.
Please let your hatred of her filter through the microphone and into our listeners' ears, because that might generate a little controversy. Because I mean, honestly, if you're not going to have Hillary back, what are you going to get
from the Democrat side?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anyone else who's? I prefer governors. Seriously, at least governors ran a state and were kind of responsible for something.
Last time we said anybody else, we got Obama.
Yeah, well, I did not vote for Obama. Thank you very much. So I thought he would be horrible, and I think he is horrible. Actually, I think he's pretty bad. And if you're not sure of that, look at the Iran situation.
Well, for my in-laws' sake, horrible might be too strong for the first 5 years. Maybe completely ineffective.
Sure. Well, he got Obamacare passed. He's affecting things, and I think not for the better. But good job, Obama. Oh God, I think he's pretty awful, actually. Yeah, and it's going to get worse and worse, and over the years, because that ain't going away. This Obamacare, it ain't going away, and it's a lovely idea. Why wouldn't I like to get cheaper health care? And better health care. Except that it's not cheaper, and it won't be better. And I knew that ahead of time.
It's like that economist said, it's just another tax.
Yeah.
It's just another way to rob money from you.
Yeah.
And me.
Yeah. Anytime you don't encourage competition, and you remove the buyer from the item that they're buying more and more, you get worse service and you get higher prices. So thanks. And it'll be 80 years before anybody gets around to maybe thinking about repealing it, so I'll be dead. Anyway.
You watching House of Cards?
No. I don't have Netflix anymore. We dumped it we broke up with Netflix, and we started dating, what's it called? Amazon.
Oh, Amazon, right.
Mm-hmm. Amazon's way hotter in the sack, by the way. A little crazy.
Yeah, but is there anything on Amazon to watch besides the Transparent?
Most of the same stuff. That's a really good show. Yes, I did watch that. Is it? Most of the same stuff. They had Justified on there. I watched that one. And Downton Abbey, which I'm already caught up on. I even watched the newest. I'm all the way caught up because I went to pbs.org. Oh. I love Downton Abbey.
See, I thought only hipsters watched Downton Abbey.
Mr. Carson. What?
I thought only hipsters watched Downton Abbey and Portlandia.
Portlandia is pretty good too.
I've never seen either of those two shows.
Downton Abbey's great. I'm an Anglophile from way back as a little kid, because I grew up with Monty Python. I love all the British shows, like Fawlty Towers, and then we'd spill over into Pride and Prejudice later, and Doctor Who and these.
So it was the greatest thing about MTV that I discovered as a young child. You could turn on MTV at 11 p.m. whatever channel it was, because it was over the air. And you could watch Monty Python's Flying Circus. Right? It was like, what?
And they'd show boobs in there. It would slip past the sensors on the PBS stations. I remember there's a sketch called "The Boring Life of a City Accountant," I think it was, and he goes to the chemist, which is like a 7-Eleven or a little tiny shop, and he's just reading, and he goes in there, and the woman at the counter is just not wearing any clothes. Like, she's topless, and he just goes and he doesn't even notice her. He just pays for his magazine or whatever it is, and just keeps walking, and there's like bombs going off, and like there's like a war zone. He doesn't notice. He's just reading his little thing. And he sits on the bus and he puts away his newspaper and looks around, and then pulls out a comic book and starts reading it. Great sketch. But I was the kid. I was like, oh my god, that woman's got no top on. It was great.
Hey, that's just like all the students I see on the college. And they're just walking around looking at their phone,
right? Yeah.
Completely oblivious to anything that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like if you're standing there, they'll just... I've actually had a woman walk into me. She walked into me and dropped her phone.
Oh my god.
And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, I was just standing here.
Oh my.
So I wanted to start a project called Zombies at the Campus. And after some careful thought, I realized I would probably get in trouble as a school employee doing a project taking pictures of students in their zombie states.
Just have a sign and release form after. They'll sign it. They'll sign anything. They'll sign petitions to ban dihydrogen oxide. Once you tell them how many people it kills a year, they're like, oh, yeah, dihydrogen oxide. Tell the people what dihydrogen oxide is. It's a fancy way of saying water.
Oh.
H2O.
H2O.
Yeah. I think Penn and Teller did that. They had people signing petitions to ban water because, after all, a lot of people die from water. Mm-hmm. So,
it is the biggest killer of small children.
Yeah. So it's great because you just show people that manipulating words a little bit, still telling you the truth, you can still get people to sign anything you want or go along with you. They're not paying attention. They don't even know. They just want to be cool.
Well, there's something about, and boy, I'm going to do this off the cuff. There's a psychological effect that happens when you agree with, or you sign something. Like, let's say there's a murderer, and the murderer's been in prison, and you want the murderer to die. If you just, put an online form and let's say you like a page that says, if you like this, if you want so-and-so to be executed, right?
It sounds weird to say it that way, but I would click like.
You click like, and then what happens is mentally you've taken action, and so you can sort of let it go.
Like hashtag bring back our girls.
Right. You tweet out the hashtag, and then you're sort of done.
Sort of absolved.
Like you've given yourself the moral go-ahead to say, now I can go back to... deciding whether I want to buy the next Star Wars comic book number 3, or if I'm going to ask somebody to send me another code. By the way, if you have any codes to Darth Vader 2, Star Wars 3, or Princess Leia, you can direct message them to me on Twitter.
That is you're such a panderer.
There's a lot of comic books out there, and I just don't want to...
Did I use that word pandering right now? Probably not. Anyway.
No. I don't want to get into buying a lot of comic books, so
yeah.
I'm going to read other people's for now. But speaking of TV, I'm really excited about Game of Thrones season 5.
Me too.
Did I mention that?
I want to watch it over here with you.
Well, so there's a new service. HBO announced.
We got to put that song out before it starts. We got to make sure we do that.
All right. Yeah. We have a project to work on.
Yeah.
So HBO announced the service HBO Now. So $15 a month. Of course, I have an Apple TV, so I will have it. We'll be able to watch it day and date.
Awesome. I will be here because you got me into Game of Thrones. I like it.
Game of Thrones.
Very cool show. Yeah, I said as if I had something to say, but I don't.
You tricked me. I was waiting for you to fill in space.
Sounded like a pregnant.
Well, I wanted to share. I'd spoken about a book that I was reading, Heir to the Jedi. Heir as in H-E-I-R, heir. And it's a really, that was a nice vocalism. Heir to the Jedi is one of the new pieces of canon since Disney's bought all the rights to Star Wars. And they're sort of reinventing the Star Wars story as we thought we knew it. And I think it's a really well-written story about Luke after he blew up the Death Star. So Luke as the rebel hero, not quite Jedi, ready to get into it. It's a nice, easy read. It's a couple hundred pages. You can. I read it over lunch, over a few days. Very enjoyable as Luke is going through his self-discovery moment.
Is it better than Whiskey Tango, a whole other kind of spy novel?
No, I would hold them up as equals on par.
Good answer.
Star Wars has some interesting things in the Star Wars metaverse that I like, but Whiskey Tango was a very enjoyable and entertaining read.
That's a book I wrote, people.
So I would whole another kind. I'll probably read that one too.
Okay.
You had some good ideas in there that I can still talk about.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I recommend if you like Star Wars and you want to see what's going on in the new universe, get Heir to the Jedi on your Kindle. It's worth it.
Right on.
And there's another one that they gave a sample of that I pre-ordered, but I can't remember the name of it now. Something about the Sith.
Did you hear about this high school in New Mexico who chose as their prom theme communism?
No, I did not hear about that.
I want to pull up this. I had this in my.
But, that brings to mind this recent story about a bunch of communists at UC Irvine that banned the American flag, which had to be, I think that was rescinded.
Good.
There was a meme going around, I'm not sure if you saw this, where they were showing the faces and names of the students that voted the flag down.
Good.
And the meme was, let's make them famous.
Good.
And people were quoting not a single native-born American person here. And I have to say...
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because, 50 years ago, I would have expected all of those people to be extremely for having the American flag.
Right.
And posted wherever. Where was it? Inside some building? A lobby of some... What was it?
Yeah, it was in the lobby of the building. They didn't want the American flag. So I have a message for the students at UC Irvine that feel the American flag should not be on display. I would like
Sable's totally pulling out his junk, and he's going, oh, my God, he's urinating on the desk. Oh, my God. No, he's not. I'm just kidding.
I would like you to leave the country, go to school in Guatemala or Honduras, or go to school in Iran, go somewhere else for a couple of years, see what life is like, and then come back and tell me whether you appreciate the flag or not.
Yeah, and while you're there, you should screw yourself.
That's right. I'm all for freedom of speech. Burn the flag.
Yeah, it seems funny that you want to burn the thing that's a symbol of a country that allows you to burn the flag. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's fine.
It's so meta, though.
You can even talk about stuff that I completely disagree with. Yeah. That's fine. I really, 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 really disagree with the Aryan philosophies. But you know what? Have your rallies. Don't hurt anybody. Share your beliefs among your friends.
We got to keep those people around so people can see what they're up to. You can't, if it just goes away for a long time. Next time it comes back, people don't know what it is, and they think, "Oh, maybe this is good." No, keep them around as little museum pieces so we can look at them and watch them.
So, I fought for people's right to burn the flag and to have beliefs that I don't believe in, but banning the flag. That feels wrong to me.
It's extremely stupid. All the people that wanted to ban the flag from there are idiots. Mm-hmm. They if you go to Mexico, a university there, they have the Mexican flag. Why would you feel these people are just entitled little douchebags to why am I going to go to the principal of the school and say in my broken Spanish, I'm offended by your Mexican flag in this lobby? It's like, what do you get off? Screw you, idiot. Yes, you're idiots, people.
Idiots. So the school with communism as the theme. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's Albuquerque, New Mexico. They wanted to.
Great art
They're calling it
galleries.
promunism now, but they wanted to have. I don't know. I think it's a little bit joking. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing there to celebrate, or I don't know if they're going to. They're obviously high school students. They don't know anything about communism. They probably think it's fantastic. I'm thinking. So they'll probably. I don't know what they're going to do. I was hoping that they would have we get to buy the fruit platter and it's $400 for the stale one and then $800 for the good one, and then you go into the bathroom, there's one toilet, it's all clogged up. But the plumber's coming. He called him 6 weeks ago and he's going to show up sometime. They don't know. And you complain about it. It's like, what happened to Joe? Oh, he's complaining about the problem. Where'd he go? I don't know. Never see him again.
Well,
that would be communism prompt.
I would volunteer as a small business consultant to help them in their communism project.
Me too. I want to help plan it.
They could give me all their money and all their possessions, and I will distribute back to them so everyone has the same.
You'll distribute them to each according to his need, right?
No, I just distribute to them so they all have the same. So, they could each give me, one guy will give me $5,000, one guy will give me $25, the next one will give me $150, and throughout, let's say I pick up 10 grand from this group, hypothetically. I'll give them each $100 and tell them to, GTFO.
Yeah. Right on.
That's communism right
That
there
is communism.
in practice.
Yes. But it's never been tried the right way. It's always, oh boy.
Well, did you ever have to read that in high school?
What?
Did you have to read about communism or read on Marx?
I don't think I was really I don't recall in high school being told about how many people Mao and Stalin and Pol Pot had basically just slaughtered and murdered. I don't remember hearing those numbers. All I heard was Hitler.
Right.
Hitler was bad. Okay.
But
yes.
Hitler wasn't communist, was he?
No, he was.
I didn't think so.
No, I think it's because the teachers kind of consider him right wing, which is weird because he's huge government bureaucracy, which is in the National Socialist Party. If you get too far right wing, you get anarchy. You don't get big government. You get anarchy, which is also bad, by the way. Anarchy is not good.
Anarchy is bad.
Anarchy is bad, but huge government. You can't do what the Nazis did without a gigantic
huge government
mechanism. That's leftism. Government.
Right.
Big bureaucracy.
So you're saying that's where we're heading right now with this militarization of police?
Yeah, very slowly. Yeah. We're
See, I want police in the neighborhood to patrol the streets and to be there on call, but I don't want them to drive tanks and carry machine guns. I want tanks and machine guns for soldiers when they go overseas to go mess around with people who are involved in our oil pipelines. You mess with our oil pipeline, we bring over the tanks and the machine guns, and we blow you up.
I just saw, by the way, I think ISIS, did you see that there's maybe some evidence they were fighting? The poor Kurds, man. The poor Kurds get the worst weapons used. Apparently they're using chlorine gas, maybe, on them, which is obviously, I don't know why they're using it. It was banned after World War I. It's almost like, didn't they see the no gun zone, the no gun zone sign? But yeah, so the White House is monitoring that. They're very concerned.
Okay,
I don't know what the hell they're going to do about it. Probably nothing.
Well, if you listen to Kerry, who is our current State Department, right? He said,
I am the current Secretary of Defense.
He said we could just go in there and wipe them out anytime we want to, but that wouldn't be a good idea because then we would just raise up more fighters. That's what he said.
I say give it a try.
So we can stop it anytime we want, according to our government. He said our military could just go in, wipe them out, and be done with it, but that that other militants would grow up resentful of our actions and that it wouldn't stop the problem.
He's an idiot. He really is. I think it's amazing that this guy is a Secretary of Defense. Honestly, first off, you should never say that.
I think I heard that clip on the No Agenda show. Actually,
you should never say that, even if you think it's true. What you should do is wipe them the f out immediately. No prisoners. Brutal, stomping them, stamping them out, squishing, and making your foot go like this. That's what you do with those people.
Is that all they understand?
Yeah, it is all. That's all Nazis understand is a fist. Bam.
So you
sorry, people who are pacifists, and you guys suck too, because you guys roll over and allow evil people to do what they want to do.
So you're calling them ISIS. ISIS was that payment card company that Verizon bought, but then they were called ISIL, and now they're called something else. What's the same?
I don't remember now. They keep changing their name.
The same group is called something different. So are you saying that ISIL, ISIS, or whatever is for or against humanity?
Well, I don't want to put words in their mouth. Yeah. Well, I say they're against it.
Okay. I think they're probably against it too.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
No.
You guys haven't come over and played Cards Against Humanity with us? What do we do when you guys hang out? Oh, we play guitar and sing.
Play guitar and sing,
drink.
yeah.
That's right. So, next time we're going to have to play Cards Against Humanity. It's a really fun game, especially if you got some smart Alex in your group of friends and you're drinking. So one person has a card, and it's, I could just grab the cards and read a couple to you. I'll do that in a second. So Cards Against Humanity is a game you can buy. I think it's $25 on Amazon, or you could download and print it yourself. But cardsagainstoriginality.com has the full game for free in your browser. So we could all have our phones and tablets open, and then we could play Cards Against Humanity on the web. I'm going to grab a couple cards and read them to you.
Okay. That's the match game theme when everyone's writing down their clever answers. I love that music. It's so great. I got to get that as a ringtone on my phone. Gene Rayburn.
Some friends of ours.
You gonna hold it up to the microphone so people can see?
Yeah, some friends of ours printed me a set.
This is a great pod
from the download for my birthday. So you would, as the judge, say, "For my next trick, I will pull blank out of blank."
Wow, Match Game was perfect for that music because it sounds like Match Game.
And then you have a bunch of cards in your hand, so you would say, and you would put your 2 cards down, and everyone would put their 2 cards down, and the judge says which is the funniest one. Oh. So in this case, I'd say, "For my next trick, I will pull the entire Mormon Tabernacle Choir out of my swooping." Oh, out of swooping. Okay. So let's try.
Kind of needed a noun probably for that last one.
Well, you're probably gonna pick the cards that are funny. So if I just go randomly, I say, "What's the new fad diet?" You say, "Keanu Reeves."
That would work well for me.
Or you say, when I am a billionaire, I shall erect a 50-foot statue to commemorate
Keanu Reeves.
All right, Keanu Reeves, or the true meaning of Christmas, or cybernetic enhancements, or
Barack Obama.
Serfdom. So there's these really wild things that can come up. And then you have to judge, like apples to apples, you have to decide what is the person who's reading going to decide is the funniest.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the person who's reading them is the judge.
Yep. So you kind of have to know your audience when you're playing it. But we could play it for free now on the web.
Okay, everybody, is that we're gonna shut down the website tonight. So many of our listeners are gonna go over there. We
have to do it when we're all together.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will.
So that'll be it.
Okay then.
And for the rest of you, this is not the original set over there. Let's take a look.
You people on Meerkat.
It didn't crash, did it? No.
Sable's holding up the cards in front of his iPhone 6 so the Meerkat people can see what he's doing.
For responses, sorry.
All right. Well, have we entertained the people enough with our witty banter?
Well, I did have, other than just banter.
You got a closer?
Well, I actually had a serious topic.
Oh.
Maybe a short topic, but I wanted to ask you about women who complain about women who talk too much.
There aren't many of them that complain about women who talk too much.
It struck me as ironic in a way that I was not able to describe to the woman that she was complaining about a woman who talked too much.
Was she talking too much in the complaining? Was she... I can see maybe being confused if she's complaining about women who complain. That's very...
No, not complaining about women who complain.
Just about talk too much.
Like there was a woman in the group who was talking more than other people were, that she was talking more than her fair share. So the other women sort of complain about how much that woman makes everything about her and talks too much. Mm-hmm. And I just found it ironic, to hear a woman who talks a lot complain about a woman who talks too much.
Okay. Women.
Have you encountered this before?
Not that I can't think of any specific instances. No, I don't run into a lot of women who, well, I don't know where that thought is going. It just kind of evaporated. So I'm so sorry, everybody. I'll have to put that in the show notes later.
Well, I've seen in a social dynamic with a bunch of couples where, one couple, one of the guys or one of the women are just turning the conversation about them or their kids. Every conversation that comes up, oh, well, my kid does this. Well, and, Sally and I, just like such and such. And, nobody likes that. Mm-hmm. But all right, well, maybe.
Unless you have a podcast.
Unless you have a podcast. Well, it's stuck with me. Like, oh, well, I wonder what else. Well, I think it turns out that women will complain about other women a lot.
Is this other woman hot?
About the other woman? I don't think so.
Okay. I hope they're not listening because they all know who you're talking about. Oh, dear.
I don't think so. I'd be honest. If I thought she was, I'd be honest. In this case, I don't know. So we got HBO 1. We got Cards Against Originality. We've got Game of Thrones Season 5.
Sorry, I couldn't add to that one. I got to think on that more.
Heir to the Jedi. Sorry, I threw it at you cold. I would like to, look at that. I'm vocalizing. I'm trying to fill the space in here. I'd like to thank our sponsor for this week.
Oh, who's our sponsor?
Our sponsor this week is Soda Drone.
Oh, good old Soda Drone. I use them.
Soda Drone is the airborne sugar water delivery system for the modern age. Soda Drone works for your IoT devices to keep up your supply of your favorite soda. With Soda Drone, you'll never go thirsty again. IoT is Internet of Things, by the way.
Oh, yeah, this is awesome. I couldn't believe that this is because here's what they do. I mean, you could be out like hiking, say, in Laguna Canyon, and you're getting low on your Coke. There's a sensor in your cup that will notify the drone. It will fly out to your location within a range of 200 miles, by the way, and it'll fill up your soda, top it off for you.
Does the cup come with your subscription? Like, do you get a couple of them?
I think they start off with 2.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
That is so cool. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that's good. Right now it's only full like regular version. They don't have diet yet. So it's just Coke and Dr. Pepper.
You need the real sugar water.
Yeah, they don't bother with the diet yet, but they are adding that soon.
Well, I don't have any information on pricing. I think it's based on your consumption. So
You're gonna get a free month, and if you use the code, let me see, it's the code is FATAS, FATASS. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
FATAS, FATAS.
Use the offer code FATASS to get is that the free month, or does it give you free 2 months?
That sets you up for the free month, and we get a little kickback from that.
Free month on that. So thanks again,
is
Soda
FATAS?
Drone. Just Google them. The airborne sugar water delivery system for the modern age. I think their app's pretty cool too.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Okay, well.
So I'm going to shout out to a few listeners who I know are listening. Armand Sachian, he's listening. I just
Armand.
said his last name, but
Thanks for listening.
I didn't say anything embarrassing about him, so it's okay, Armand. Angie.
Oh, Angie, we got your tweet.
Angie tweeted us, and we responded. So she was worried about us because there's no show on Thursday.
And Jesse, too. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks for the tweets, the feedback.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all we got. We didn't have any fake viewer mail this week either. We're going to come up with some more fake viewer mail.
No,
real viewer mail that we read.
We have our email follow up, but because we couldn't record in our normal time, I didn't put any of it together.
Okay.
I was trying to respect your physical pain that you're in.
Yeah.
So,
I'm on hydrocodone right now, and I just drank a little bit of whiskey, so I might have to stay here for an extra 20 minutes.
I think it makes you funny.
Well, it metabolizes. Hey.
All right. Well, I think that's it then.
All right. Well.
I almost forgot. You can find the show at theindispensable.show.com. Send us a message at Sable and Dave.
At Sable and Dave. Yeah, give us
Twitter.
a tweet. Like right now. Any of you people on Meerkat? Let's do it right now. I bet no one's going to tweet me because no one's listening to this on Meerkat.
No, because I signed into Meerkat on my personal Twitter at Sable Cantus.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, screwed you up, man.
Whatever.
All right. See you, Dave.
Bye.